Hi everyone and welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 10 words that you might be mispronouncing. So I know English pronunciation can be a bit of a headache. In fact, for us as native speakers, it causes a different problem, spelling. And so we learn how to say the word before we learn how to write it, obviously, as young children. And with that reason, you can sometimes find that native speakers can be quite poor spellers. And we have to do a lot of spelling practice in schools, or we certainly did when I was a child. And you might have seen on in American films or something like that, where they do spelling competitions. And I remember we did lots of spelling tests as a child. We maybe learned 10 tricky words to spell every week or something like that. So don't worry, this issue with the sound spelling correlation in English doesn't just affect non-native speakers. And so with that in mind, let's have a look at the 10 words that I have noticed many of my students mispronounce or have doubts about how to pronounce them. And the first one is quite a common word, and it's to walk. Okay, so in my accent, it's pronounced walk. You might hear a slightly different pronunciation with some American accents, but yeah, in my accent, walk. The second word that I have found can be mispronounced is a more modern word. It's actually pronounced app. App. It's short for application. So it's not pronounced APP like I've heard it being pronounced before. It's pronounced app. Okay. Word number 3, ache. Ache. Okay, there's no H or anything like that in there. It's simply ache. You will have noticed that we have lots of silent letters in English. I know you already have noticed that. And speaking of silent letters, let's look at the next one. How would you pronounce this word? It's a classic. It's actually pronounced chocolate. Chocolate. Okay, so not only do we have a silent letter, we actually have a dropped syllable. Yeah, it looks like it should have 3, but it actually only has 2. Chocolate. Okay. The next word that I have for you here is caught. Caught, as in the past form, and actually the past participle too, of catch. Okay, so this is pronounced caught. A way that I found is useful for people to remember the pronunciation of this word is to think of it as a homophone, as in pronounced the same as the word court, like in tennis court, spelt C-O-U-R-T. They are homophones. Okay. Now let's continue. The next word is suitcase. Suitcase. This is also the same for suit, as in a suit you might wear for work. So yeah, I've heard various pronunciations of this one, but here you kind of have to ignore the I. Okay, it's suitcase. Moving on, the next word. How would you say this? It's not sunbathe. It is pronounced sunbathe. To sunbathe. She is sunbathing. Okay, she's bathing in the sun. She is sunbathing. The next one. Now, I've chosen this one because it's the word I've noticed is pronounced incorrectly a lot, but you could apply this for anything that ends in THS, okay, that just causes general problems. So this is months. Months. That's really tricky to pronounce, actually. It's quite a lot of work for my mouth to do. The combination of all of those consonants at the end there and moving from the th to s sound is complicated. You probably will have to work on that on your own. Look in the mirror, see what your tongue is doing. Make sure it's coming from behind your teeth into the S position. Okay. The next word. Lettuce. Lettuce. It's not lettuce or any other variation. This is lettuce. I know it doesn't look like it should be spelled like that. And if we're going to pronounce it like that, it shouldn't be spelled like that. But we know how English spelling and pronunciation works. And this is lettuce. Okay. And my final word that I have for you today is weird. It is actually weird. Weird. Yeah. So there you are. There are 10 words that many of my students have found difficult to pronounce. I hope this has been useful for all of you. If it has, please subscribe and leave a comment, like the video, leave a comment below about any words that you find difficult to pronounce, or words that you have found difficult to pronounce. And let's talk about that. Thanks very much for listening. Bye.